YouTube, there's a new boy in town. ETS2 have brought a brand new truck to the lineup. Let's check it out. Also, before we showcase this beautiful truck that ETS2 have brought out, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell. We're bringing some amazing trucking content in the future, and also amazing BeamNG drive content as well. Let's see the truck. So, as you can probably see in the title, the new truck that's being released is the DAF XG 2021. Now, the reason I'm super excited to use this truck is it boasts some technology that Mercedes has had in the past that they haven't brought to ETS2 yet. Now, I won't have any spoilers now, but we'll get the truck, we'll get it bought, and we'll go take it for a test drive. So we're here, we're loaded into ETS2. Let's have a look at this new DAF. I'm excited to see this and I'm excited to drive this. Now, DAF isn't one of my favorite trucks to go with. However, the look on this thing is insane. So we find the DAF dealer, we go buy online. As you can see, we've got the old XFs, the old XFs, Cab Plus, Aerospace, all that sort of stuff. And we have here the DAF 2021 XG. Now, this isn't the one I want to use. This is the one I want to use, the XG Plus. Now, look at this thing, man. This thing looks awesome. Now, this is the thing I'm interested in. I'm super interested in seeing what these cameras are like for this thing. Now, in previous years, the Actros did have this technology on it, but for some reason, I've not seen it played in ETS2 yet without mods. So we're not going to do any customizations on this thing. We're going to have a look and see what engines and drivetrains we've got for this thing. So, looking at it at the moment, we already have the highest spec engine in here. We do have lower spec engines, which I'm presuming comes in the normal XG. We also have the usual 16-speed gearboxes, 12 speeds, the usual stuff. Obviously, depending on your application, is whichever one you want to choose. But for this video, we're just going to drive it fresh out of the box, hitch a trailer up to it, and see how she fares. So here we are. Here's the first view of the truck, and already this thing looks insane. The mirrors are like little iPads, even though there's two on there and there's one on here, which isn't a major issue. Steering wheel looks really good. Everything looks really good with this truck. Everything looks really good. So from an outside view, obviously it's a bit dark in a minute. This thing looks awesome. Like, just look at this. Now let's start it up. A little bit on the quiet side for a truck, I'd say. A bit on the quiet side. The lights look nice. Now look at the interior of this thing. Okay. Okay, so we can see the mirrors. That looks amazing. Look at that. That's so cool. Now, this is something I've wanted to see on YouTube for quite some time, to see digital displays for cameras. The sat-nav is nice and in view. The display and the dials look really nice as well for a DAF truck as well. I also want to see what these look like when we adjust them, so let's give these a try. So we'll give this a try now. We'll try adjust them. So just doing that is just like any other thing. It just seems like a normal mirror, except on the inside. That's really cool. I like that. So first impressions, I super like this thing. This is a nice looking truck. Now let's hitch it up to a trailer and see how she drives on the road. So now we have the trailer attached, and of course I've had to go with the DAF livery for this thing to match. And you know what? I am super impressed with this truck. This looks awesome. Let's see how she drives. So usually a first test I like to do is set it off in like 5th or 7th gear in the second range box, just to see how it sets off at a normal pace. And looking at this, seems to struggle a little bit in 7th to set off, which is not too bad. So if you were to set this off with a heavy load, I'd probably recommend starting off in 3rd or maybe 2nd, just to get this on this way. But with a light load, setting off in 4th is about fine with this thing. And so far, I haven't got no complaints with this truck so far. It feels nice. It looks really good. And we'll also see the kind of noises she makes. At the moment, she does seem pretty quiet for a truck, to be fair. But it's a modern truck, and that's what they aim for. To have a quiet truck. We'll run the red light because we're naughty people. And completely ignore all road rules because that's what we do best. So yeah, quiet truck. Gear changes sound nice and feel nice. The interior still looks awesome. The mirrors are amazing. Again, we're going to run a red light because we're naughty people. And take this corner. And what we'll do now is we'll take it up to speed, and we'll test the Jake brake on this thing. So we'll take it up to speed, and we'll see what the Jake brake sounds like in this thing. Okay, not a very distinctive Jake brake sound like you'd find in your Scanias or your Volvos and stuff like that, But again, this is a modernised truck, and this is the type of things that they go for. Quietness. I have just realised the camera on there is for the front as well, which is really cool. But yeah, first impressions of this truck, I really like this thing. I like how it feels, I like how it drives, it looks really good. And I think it's going to be a new scene, or a new truck to drive in the Truckers MP community. So now we've travelled to a sunny location just to see how this thing looks. Even in the daytime, this thing looks amazing, the colour is beautiful, and I'm impressed with this truck. It's definitely a truck I think he's going to see a lot more of in Truckers MP. And that's it. That's my first impressions of the new DAF XG truck. Next video, we'll do some upgrades, we'll try some different accessory modifications, we'll take for a longer drive. Again, if you are new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I do appreciate it. Thank you all much for watching. See you in the next one.